Hopper fishing is a technique that fly fishermen get really excited about, and for good reason. It's a productive and really exciting way to catch fish of a lot of different types. It's not only for fly fishing though. Armed with the right lures and a little bit of understanding of the technique, it's also an extremely effective way to fish with spinning gear. It's one of my favorite things to do throughout the warm months, really from late spring all the way until fall. So I want to tell you a little bit about it this morning. From my perspective, a spinning rod provides an even better opportunity to match a misplaced hopper or other terrestrial insect, because you can not only match the profile and appearance of the forage, but you also can match the behavior of it. So let's start by talking a little bit about the lure. The lure that I use is the Rebel Crickhopper. It's a small cricket or grasshopper shaped shallow diving crankbait, and while it's a crankbait by nature, when I'm fishing a hopper pattern, I'm fishing it almost exclusively as a surface lure, because that's what imitates the natural behavior, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. The Crickhopper comes in two sizes. There's the original Crickhopper, which is 1.5 inches long, and there's also the Big Hopper, which is 1 3/4 inches long. I'll use both of them quite a bit. The Crickhopper provides a better opportunity for mixed species, usually a little faster action. The panfish are going to get it more often, but the Big Hopper provides a little bit more casting distance, and if I'm specifically targeting bass or maybe brown trout, trying to get a little bit bigger fish, a lot of times I'll go with that Big Hopper. I also use it if walking around I'm seeing bigger forage, bigger grasshoppers in the grass, then it's a more natural it's a more natural bait to use. For either size of Crickhopper, the key to effective presentation is considering the occurrences that you're matching. So when I'm fishing with a bait, I'm normally going to cast around shallow cover. I'm going to cast close to the bank, maybe near a grassy bank where grasshoppers and crickets are apt to be, near a deadfall that falls into the water, close to bushes, under an overhanging tree, all the places where a displaced insect is apt to land on the water. When I cast, as soon as it lands, the first thing I'm going to do is nothing. I'm gonna pause always when I cast, and a lot of times the fish will hit it before I do anything else. And that again, that matches the natural behavior. And when an insect finds itself on the water, the first thing it's going to do is just try to get oriented. It's going to be a little bit shocked. It's going to try to figure out where it's going before it starts moving. After that initial pause, if I don't get a strike, the first thing I'm going to do is just twitch the rod tip a couple of times very lightly. Usually those are kind of isolated with a little pauses before and after them, and that's for that fish that saw the bait land, circled around, maybe is watching it. A lot of times as soon as you twitch it a little bit, that triggers the strike. If neither the initial pause or those first twitches get it going, then I'll move more into my full presentation, and that usually takes one of two forms. The most common is continuing with the rod tip twitches, just little snaps of the rod tip, and that makes that bait just dance on the surface. It's going to dance about erratically. It's going to stay on the top, and it looks like the insect kind of scurrying along. The other is what I call waking, and that's something that I'm a little more likely to do with the Big Hopper because it wakes a little more effectively, but it's just a slow reeling, slow steady reeling with the rod tip kept high, and that makes it just wobble along and kind of push out a wake like an insect that's swimming along trying to get to the shore. No matter which technique I'm using, I'm going to incorporate some strategic pauses, because that insect that's trying to find its way, every now and then it's going to stop and try to figure out if it's going the right direction. And after that pause, when it starts moving again, that's when you got to really be ready, because a lot of times that's going to trigger a strike. Of course, whatever the presentation is, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to mix up the sharpness of the strike, of the twitches, the cadence, the length of the pauses, everything. I'm going to try a little bit. I'm going to pay attention to what triggers strikes. Sometimes in moving water, it'll be more of a drifting presentation where I'm going to cast upstream Now I'm just going to slowly take up line and let it drift along. That matches a little bit more what the fly fishermen do, or maybe just add just a couple of twitches. But I'm going to pay attention. And finally, some fish are going to hit with the you know, I mentioned that I mostly fish it as a surface lure, but when it's hit that key zone, then I'll start reeling, and I won't reel it back really quickly. I'll reel it at a crankbait sort of a cadence, and sometimes they hit it underneath the surface. I hope that you'll try out summer hopper fishing, and if you do, I think it's going to create some exciting fishing opportunities for you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you subscribing and hitting the like button, and just have a great day fishing on foot.